Where do we get started? Can I just say something? Sure, why not, man? Thanks for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Take that step seriously. Just leave the clock at 12 and call it. I mean, it seems reasonable. Don't know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even know if the time's setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. It's so cooperative. Next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay. Do I get something for that? Alright, let's begin.
This is the story.
We already went through this. We're good. Oh, I forgot to do my intro. Shit, sorry. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Stanley Parable. There we go. Alright, cool. So this run, we're just going to do everything it says.
All of his co-workers were gone.
He says go through the left door.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Perhaps we're going through the meeting room.
Missed a memo.
Right? Maybe we did. Maybe we did.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No matter how tempting, we are doing everything we are supposed to do. According to this disembodied voice.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
So we were here before.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh wait, we did do this. And then last time I couldn't actually...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Then can I not, like, do the next part? Oh, this has changed to... Hey, wait a minute. We weren't able to go in here before. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Extreme bathrooms. Interesting. Can't go here. Hey, wait, this has changed. It wasn't
Stepping
like
into
this
his manager's
before.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
I am the most
unraveled,
expensive
Stanley wondered in
boss.
disbelief who orchestrated
Sewage
this. What
lilies
dark
by
secret was
Claude
being held
Murray.
from him? What he could not have
Cartoon
known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Amazing
He
indeed.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. No, we're doing everything we're supposed to. Okay. I feel like I'm just gonna fall if I go there. There's a wall here, though. Maybe go this way? No? Maybe I do need to go... Oh. Okay. This was an elevator. I thought it was just gonna drop down. That's why I didn't go there.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Who knows?
This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Interesting. Is it supposed to be a bunch of gibberish, or is it like actually decodable? Who knows?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Who knows? Oh, there's another thing here. God, there's like a sprint button I could use. A couple things around here. Oh, employee observation protocol. Huh. Alright, well, this is the only thing we can push.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fire building. What's that one at the top? Is that the boss, or is that the narrator? Maybe.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Seems possible.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
It seems
Had he
pretty
truly
possible.
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Seems like it.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. What's that? Okay. It's really tempting, but as I said, during this run, we're just going to do everything he says. So he said to turn it off, we're going to turn it off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
It seems rather
Freedom
ominous.
was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Sounds
And
nice.
that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
The happy ending. Or the true ending. Beat the game, complete the Stanley Parable. Is that it though? That is it. I thought that would take a lot longer.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Now,
What could it mean?
Try...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
we'll
he had
disobey a
simply
little bit,
missed
because I remember
memo.
there was the red and the blue door. And I'm very curious what would have happened if I listened at that
When
point.
Stanley came to a
How
set of
things
2
would
open
change.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm going to try going there at some point.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for
It's
others?
possible you
Are
think
you
this
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of
Looks like I
this,
need
but
a
I
cue card
really
or some
do
sort.
want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that
to
I'm on
be
your
fair,
side. Give
That
me a
ending
chance.
was kind of beautiful. Alright, I think this is where... Or no, it's up ahead. Yeah.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, so we will walk through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the
Hey,
way
wait
we're
a
doing
minute.
right
Did
now.
you just put me
Don't
in
you
an
see that it's
infinite
killing us,
loop?
Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay. I don't trust that.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
What the hell?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
It is
I
pretty
actually
nice.
feel
But what's up
happy.
with this door?
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
No, I'm
we'll
fine.
lose all of this.
It took like 2 minutes,
Please,
man. We'll
no,
be fine.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Aren't you like an all-powerful god or something?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Ah. Well.
No!
Plop.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me... No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
What
I can't
doesn't
go back
kill
to what I
you
was before.
makes
If
you
you die,
stronger.
we'll both go back.
We're
Why are you
making
doing this?
ourselves stronger. Just trust me, bro.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Yeah,
My
I
God.
could.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
I mean,
You'll throw
honestly,
yourself from this platform over and over to be
pretty
rid of
alright
it?
so far.
You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, I'm just trying to move to the next part.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
Correct.
I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
I mean, it seems like a bit of a
It looks
one-sided
like you wanted to make a
relationship.
choice after all.
You just kind of want me to
Well,
do
this
whatever
one
you
is
say
yours.
constantly.
Is it over?
Doesn't look like
It's going to restart, isn't it?
it. Eventually.
I'm going back.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
What
Perhaps he
happens
had
if we
simply missed a
answer
memo.
the phone? Because we unplugged it in the...
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Now, what is this?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah, this is obviously leading to a joke, but I'm trying to figure out
Okay,
what...
so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
It's not moving. Did it just, like, lock me in a jail cell?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right.
Jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
You can jump, but only within the circle. How nice.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Alright, I get it.
Another elevator.
it's
Stanley,
not.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
I suppose
if this
so.
is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's
Don't
20
do that.
hours of new content right there.
Please
Hell,
don't do that.
I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
See, it's not even using the damn time. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And
Correct.
don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Incredible.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
What if I just... Oh, I didn't even get a choice. Huh. What the hell?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I can't? Oh. What is going on?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Yeah.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh my.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been
fucking
storing all
Valhalla?
my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. 2014 Independent Games Festival Audience Award. British time. Let's see, this is Good Times. This is the original remake. Huh. Okay. What's up with that time? Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of Stanley Parable. Don't forget the Stanley Parable. Oh god, this is gonna bring all the Deltarune fans. Don't shut up about it. In loving memory. We did die. The trip down memory lane, smile because it happened. Jesus. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Team nominee, game innovation, debut, story. I remember that. Stanley Parable deals tough choices.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Don't read any
Like this
reviews
stunning
except
triumph
this
of
one.
games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them.
You
and
are
now
not Persona 3.
it's nothing.
Presumably.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Memory zone maintenance? I guess I can't go there. We're not playing the Stanley Parable. Yes. Person of the Year. I'll assume that's somewhere in the actual game.
here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else.
Well,
it didn't need
9
new
out of 10 ain't
content.
perfect.
It just needed to
10
be
out of
left
10 is
alone.
perfect.
To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
What's the point of all this?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
What is
Oh,
down
no.
here?
Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
let's
I
see
haven't looked at these in
these.
years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Let's see. Ooh, not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
I
suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Getting a little defensive there. Just saying. Oh, hold on. Here's a. Oh. While the idea for the game is good, it becomes very repetitive and boring fast despite all the alternative endings and game cameo appearances. I guess I haven't seen those yet. This game is titled thought-provoking, but you will get the idea. It tries to communicate pretty fast and is just repeating the whole no choice in games thing over and over again for somebody who prefers non-linear games. The preachiness gets annoying fast.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
As it is neither a revelation
Well,
or
the
very
idea for the
interesting,
game
it
is
only
good.
thought-provoking.
For someone who
and
prefers
refreshing.
non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Maybe
This is
a
actually quite
little.
shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
How big is your
I
track
feel
record?
like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody, man. I get that it's supposed to be a parable of something, but listening to that patronizing voice droning on just fun. You constantly have to stop doing anything that's a narrative to catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
What's this one got to say? You
10 hours
constantly
on
have to
record.
stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record.
Let me
Only
guess, it's gonna
positive reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Yep.
That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, We'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
Let's just listen.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think.
Sounds great.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person? And
Sorry,
in
can you
fact,
go
do
back
the
a
very
little bit?
opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once.
You
That
like
are
write
both
this
making
down,
choices and not
then
making
like
choices,
I can like
and that they are
review
both
it
affecting you
and
not
tell you what I
affecting you at the
think.
same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on
Alright, I
this
think
one.
we've had enough of this one.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and
I'm
whether
assuming
they'll
that
edit the rating of their
Cookie
Steam
9
review,
is the
or at
person
least change
who,
some of the wording, perhaps.
asked for the
To be
skip
honest,
button.
I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Not sure.
I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works.
Probably shouldn't.
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Probably.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes,
I don't know.
I think that's quite likely.
I'm not sure
or
about
perhaps
that.
they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change.
I get it.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45
pretty
minutes.
long,
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been at... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door.
Well, then I guess there's
just
only
you
one thing
and-
left to do.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you saying nothing.
Correct.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
Yes.
Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
Yep.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for
I kind
you.
of just did.
To begin with, there is only...
Is he gone?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen.
Power words,
The
man.
most immediate desires. Every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention. Turn our...
Do I have to just like restart, or is this leading somewhere?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
How many times am I gonna have to do this? Black mold. Ooh. Hey, skip button, you wanna activate again? How long has it been? Oh, back here. How
All of his co-workers were
interesting.
gone. What could it mean?
Now,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
we're
room.
gonna
Perhaps he had simply missed
answer
a
the
memo.
phone. New content. Well, it does sound interesting, but this time
When
we're
Stanley
gonna
came to a set of
resist
two
the
open
temptation.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Sure. How do I pick up? Oh, there we go.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold
Yep.
on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Yeah, no
I'm just
problem.
pulling the bread out of the oven.
Sounds great.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
That's a dick move, man. I don't like you anymore.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee. Press. No, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. There's got to be something else I can do.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Why are you such a dick?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
Actually,
now
I'm not.
He's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
I feel like you got some issues going on.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
So I used to tell your kids this story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Ugh.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Just please press J to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
It's alright to be at work in the morning. It's the only thing I can do.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I thought maybe that could...
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
Interesting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
We'll check out the new content, and I think we'll
Oh,
be...
good. You noticed my sign.
Okay.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Is this gonna be the same? I mean, it skipped, right?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The
Okay.
original Stanley Parable was a landmark. and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Super ultra
Which is
deluxe.
why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh my.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's
Interesting.
future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a great idea. I feel like you need kind of like a fleshed out idea. You gotta know what you're doing.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Stanley.
Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have
Jim.
clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Okay.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay,
Sure.
here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'll become
I
Jim
want
from
you
The
to imagine
Office.
yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Not very
Do you
great.
feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Sure.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was
Definitely.
you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I feel like his name is Jim. Okay. Is that the only new feature? I really hope that it's not.
I suppose I could allow
Reassurance.
only people named Jim to play
Bucket.
the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
I don't suggest it. Infinite hole. I'll be sure to check it out after I check out the
A
reassurance
common complaint
bucket.
of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
Probably
the
be
bucket is the
pretty big
perfect
one.
solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it?
Just a
The
bucket.
glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Does anyone
it's
give out
changed
awards
now.
for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Oh, here we go. They step me.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Yeah. Alright.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Oh. Okay. How long is this gonna go on for?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Incredible. What's at the bottom?
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
If I don't.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite.
Sure.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
What if I wait, though? I mean, that is false advertising, after all.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Mostly infinite hole. These didn't change, though. A free, new, and easy achievement. Sounds pretty nice. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
God damn it. That's just disappointing. Even the bucket doesn't help, to be honest.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Oh, we got jump circle, which I already did. This map, free achievement. B. Settings world champion, reassurance bucket. Epilogue. Huh. That's odd. Infinite hole. Okay. I feel like this doesn't work. I'm just gonna go to the exit. Well, it says the exit is this way, but... Oh, okay. Jump circle's the other way.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the collectibles exhibit. You see, there is a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the collectibles. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
Collectibles. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
One at 6. Is that it?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Can I leave now? Huh? This is the only way to...
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but
It is.
I can feel it in my soul.
Clear.
It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
Jump
sort of...
circle.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different
Bucket.
arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
It is.
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With
Tastefully.
respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh. Stanley Parable 2. So if I...
This is the story of...
So yeah. Looks like it just reset, so... Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone.
The
What could it mean?
Sunday.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, hey, look, it's the bucket.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We'll do a little bit of this, and then we'll...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was but eager to get back to business,
I think,
Stanley took the first open door on
Seems
his
like we're
left.
just back to normal.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Alright. Oh. Well, how long's the bit gonna last, though?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is back to the mind control thing again, so... I think I'm good just leaving it like this for a little bit. So, that's all for today. Hope you have a good day.